I'm telling you, I'm seeing all this cheating going on and everybody's talking about cheating. This is nothing. I've had 4 decades of cheating on me. 4 different women. Let's not talk about business betrayal. Let's just talk about cheaters. All right. Number 1, the 80s, the 1980s, I was cheated on, okay? And I had to make a decision. I was not aware of it, though. I wasn't aware of it. I was very naive. I was a workaholic. I was trying to provide married children and all this other stuff. And it was very, very enlightening. But it took me about 7 to 9 months before I found out that she was cheating on me. Emotionally, physically. So to me, with the 10 Commandments, that's the, what do we call that? The adultery. Okay, because now they're talking about infidelity. Well, infidelity and adultery is different. So soon after that, I was dating a woman in the early 90s. And I was very, very interested in getting engaged and marrying her and so on. And then I found out on a weekend, while she was away with the girls, that I got a phone call on a Monday night, because I was trying to get a hold of her on the weekend and so on. No response. And on Sunday morning it was, I called her while she was supposed to be at home, and a guy answered. Yeah. And that's when I realized it was over, And, I took it really serious because I was serious about her. But the other thing I really learned is I was accustomed to dating women, at least 10 years younger than me. Because I do look younger than my age, okay? And I was still very active in sports and stuff like that, and I had a business. So, I really never looked at myself as a candidate for a sugar daddy. But when I'm in my 30s and they're in their 20s and there's no establishment, no education, just hot looking, okay, I fucked up, okay? That's when I talk about the lust. So there's lust first, then there's love, and then there's litigation, okay? Now, that's the second decade that I was getting fucked over, okay? I mean, that fucked over, it's basically heartbreak. Let's call it heartbreak. And at the same time, I'm running a business with employees. So it's really hard to focus when your home life is all fucked up. And then when you're a workaholic, you could work 12, 16-hour days, and, and as you're growing a business, you're really flying high. And you want to share that with somebody. And even though I had children to take care of and sports and so on, I always had some type of a weekend open or a date open, and I would try to work that out. Well, at the end of the day, she was never married, no children, because that was one of my criteria. Well, she wanted kids. I wasn't going to start all over with kids. And she was Catholic. That's another one. And she was Catholic. So I always had this deal about no children, no ex-husbands, Catholic, hopefully no children. They could love my children. You know what I mean? So I had some high expectations. There was a song that came out in 1994. You've probably never heard of Tom Petty. He's gone too, by the way. Tom Petty sang a song. I don't know if he wrote it or not, but it kind of was enlightening for me in the 90s. It was called You Wreck Me. You Wreck Me. So while you're listening to this, go back in your playlist and look up Tom Petty and check out that song. It's got a really great beat. I'm going to be honest, I don't always listen to the lyrics, but just the title alone, that's what happened. You Wreck Me. And it was always about some woman, right? Always some woman. And in this case, the guy went back. Nah, I'm going to say don't go back. So the first one cheated on me emotionally, sexually, and then at the end of the day, through a divorce, financially. I got fucking wrecked, okay? Second one, not even an engagement, so I didn't lose a ring or anything like that. It was just a heartbreak. And I blame myself on that one because I was lustful. So that's a sin, okay? All right. And then the early 2000s. The early 2000s, once again, lust. It was lust. And then I fell in love. And I really thought they were serious about me. I was serious about them. Okay. But you know what? I was always going to make something happen. That just bear with me. I'll come back and, we'll figure something out. And eventually we'll get married. So I ended up engaging with her twice. And in that case, I lost 2 rings. Okay. And she was Catholic. Not husband, a daughter, young daughter, under 2 at the time. And my therapist told me, because I went to see my therapist, and she says, Rock, you're in your 40s. Do you really want to start all over again? I says, what do you mean start all over? She's already got her child. Well, Rock, you never know. And then I realized later on, we were fighting all the time, man. Fighting all the time. I mean, she was so jealous of me, though, even talking to women. And I was sales and marketing, and, I think that was a big red flag, the jealousy. And it really showed later on. And then I moved to Florida, and I really thought that we could have a long-distance relationship. While she's doing her career, I could do my career. I was still paying for alimony. My children were all out of the house, but I was still, I had lifetime maintenance alimony for 22 years with the first wife, even though she cheated on me. And by the way, it's all in my book. All the good stuff's not in my book. The book is called They Named You Right. And you can get it on my website, rocklamana.com.